Hello everyone. So in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to add an assignment to one of your courses. So when you're at the end of your class, and usually when you would fill out your summary sheet, which you can still do by the way, you can go ahead and put your assignment into your course, and that'll make it publish in your students account as well as in your gradebook. So you would go ahead and click on courses, scroll through, find the class that you want to add an assignment to. So I'm going to use Jade since she and I have already been using Schoology. And then you would click on assignments. So whenever you click on assignments, it'll bring you to the assignments homepage. And one of the coolest things about Schoology is that it doesn't show you all of your past assignments. So it's not all your assignments page isn't crowded with all the assignments that you've already done. So it'll say past, and then you'll see term A, which is the grading period that we've been using. If you watched the setting up your classes tutorial, then you'll remember that I mentioned that. So you click on term A, shows you all the past assignments that you already assigned where the due date has already passed. Um, and then up here you'll see I have fish cheek, which is totally spelled wrong, I know that. And that assignment has not passed its due date, so that's why it's still showing up here. This actually does not reflect whether or not the student turned it in. It's more about the due date. So go ahead and click on Add Assignment if you want to add a new assignment, and a new box will pop up. You could put in the name of the assignment. So let's say we're doing Ender's Game reading questions. And then here you can put a description of the question or of the homework assignment. If you're doing bookwork, you could put, yellow literature book, page 485, 486, questions 1 through 13. So that's what you would do if you're doing bookwork, or you can put just a general description of what the assignment is if it's more of a project-based assignment. Or you can even put directions like finish the worksheet I gave you. You can write whatever you want there. Remember that the Homework Cafe teachers will be using this as well to see basically what the students should be doing. So you want to be detailed enough that the Homework Cafe teachers will be able to tell what the homework assignment is as well. So another cool thing that you can do is attach documents to the assignment. So all of the different options for attaching are down here. The first one is attach a file from your computer. So you click on that and you can look in here and grab whatever you want. Or you can click on here to add a web link. So you could just add it in there. Or there's a space, and I'll put another tutorial up on how to set this up, but there is a space on Schoology where you can build your own resources. Or if you're part of a group, like the English department and the history department have already started groups. So if you're part of a group, then that group can build up resources. It's pretty much like the source or like what we're doing on Epicenter. So you click on that, and that'll take you to your different resources. So I have my personal resources or my group resources. So you see here I have my English and then my history department resources. We haven't really done anything with the history department yet. The English department resources right now are also just, it's a mock, so I could show it to you in the tutorial. But basically you would click on, the folder that you want to go into, and then click on that, click and hit it, and then hit attach. But then you can also make a very similar sort of filing system for yourself for personal resources. Another thing that you can do is something you've recently downloaded, or you can click on Google Docs and it'll pull up your Google Docs after you've attached your Google Drive account to your Schoology account. And I'll show you how to do that in a different tutorial. So my computer is going a little bit slow right now, but basically this would show my Google Drive if it was loading a little bit faster. Okay, so once you've set up your assignment, then you can select a due date. One of the cool things is that it goes by hour, so I've been using that as an opportunity to put in the hour in which that student's homework cafe um, hour ends for my class. So, say their homework cafe hour for my class ends at 2:30, then I'm putting in 2:30 as the due date. And then that means after 2:30, if the student hasn't turned in the assignment yet, it shows up as a reminder on their homepage for Schoology. So it'll keep popping up to remind them. Also, it lets the homework cafe teachers know that by 2:30 this assignment should have been done already. Then you can tab over and set the points for however many points you want that assignment to be. And then you would select the category next. And I've created a few categories for this class. You can also create new categories by just clicking on new category. And basically this is just a way for you to kind of organize the different assignments. So later on, when you're looking at the analytics side of it, you can see how well your student is doing on their tests versus their homework and stuff like that. You can also change the scale from numeric to a letter grade, or you can create a rubric on the fly, which is pretty cool. Give the rubric a name, and then for each criteria, you can add a title, organization, and then add a description. What does this mean? What does organization mean? And then just like you would for any rubric that you make. You can also add more criteria, obviously, than just that, which is pretty cool. All right, and then if you're so inclined, you can click on this little, it looks like a bullseye, like a blue bullseye, and align your assignment to Common Core or state standards. You can just click through them. They're organized pretty well, so you don't actually have to know the standards off the top of your head. Just click through them and you see they have it separated by reading, writing, speaking, listening, just like the Common Core standards are when they were published. Click on the standard that you want. Keep clicking through until we actually get to a standard. And then you can add multiple standards as well. And so you add that. That's not a requirement at this point in time, but it is a good way for you to keep your standards straight whenever you're going through the course and stuff, if that's something that you have trouble with on your own. All right, and then if you need to, you can also toggle that the comments for that assignment are enabled or disabled, um, or if the Dropbox is enabled or not, and stuff like that. All right, and so that would create the assignment. I guess I'll go ahead and create this so you can just see what it looks like. And so now it pops up in my current assignments that are still due. Now, if you made a mistake on the assignment and you need to change it, you can click on this. You can hit edit the grades that go with it. You can unpublish it and take it away. You can add it to a folder in your resources if you think you'll want to use this assignment again in a different class. You can copy it to another course. So if you're assigning the same thing to multiple students, you can just copy it to the other class or save it to your resources. Or you can delete it if you made a mistake. And that is how you add an assignment.